Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. A prominent XRP community member and chart analyst has stated that he may have solved the XRP price mystery. Indeed, yes, sounds mysterious. So I'm going to run through the entire thought process behind what that particular chart analyst has to say. But I also have an array of opinions from different chart analysts within this video that I'm going to run through with you. So this is a video explicitly about price action. And I want to state up front, I am not a financial advisor, since I'm talking about price here pretty explicitly. I do not have a financial background. I do not make price predictions. I don't know how to read charts. I have no interest in learning how to read charts. I like to learn about the fundamentals, but there's a lot of people that do technical analysis that I follow, and it's fun to be aware of this, and I like to get a broad array of opinions, and then I like to put that information together and share it in a video with you. So that is what it is, but I personally do not make price predictions because that'd just be silly. It'd be a little disingenuous because I'm a confident long-term holder of XRP. I am Mr. XRP Bull, but I'm not going to pretend to know when the market is going to do what I believe will ultimately happen. So before we go any further, if you would please delicately tap that like button. And if you are a fan of Ripple and XRP, you done came to the right place, son. Go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. So right now, at the time of recording, we got a market cap crypto, 198 billion. Bitcoin's at 7,398, and XRP's at 22 cents. And over the last 24 hours, XRP went up a little bit. It looks more impressive on a chart. It's just a 24-hour period, though. It actually is in Bitcoin, kind of similar. So here's an article from You Today, and this was posted, I thought it said on here somewhere, probably like 10 hours or so ago. XRP price prediction slight decrease to 20 cents. But in reading through this, I just want to highlight a couple spots. Let me scroll down because I have the benefit of hindsight now that this has been posted for like 10 hours or whatever it's been. And he writes, where we go? Is that what I was looking for? Sorry, guys. I had it queued up. Here we go. All right. In terms of the nearest price forecast, both the moving average convergence/divergence MACD and the relative strength index are moving upwards, confirming the ongoing dominance by buyers. What is more, the buying volume has overtaken the selling volume, indicating a bullish outlook. Respectively, the 22 cent mark might be reached soon, and that actually did happen. As I told you just a second ago, XRP is just a little over 22 cents right now. And this chart analyst from You Today, I forgot to say his name at the beginning here, Denis Surachuk. All right, and I cover him on the channel somewhat frequently here. And let me scroll down a little bit further. Looking at the bigger time frame, the overall picture is less positive. Yesterday, the long bullish candle closed with a high wick. This means that buyers could not fix the growth of XRP. Moreover, the moving averages are going down, negating any chance for growth. In this regard, the price of XRP is likely to fluctuate between 21.2 cents to 21.7 cent range, as outlined in the graph. And so at the time that he put this, uploaded this, XRP price was 21.68 cents. So it did indeed go up as expected, but he's thinking that it's going to be going down sooner than later. So that's one chart analyst's opinion right there. Here's a tweet from another analyst. He goes by DIY Investing. And I just recently started kind of tracking this guy. He's got a YouTube channel. It's not about XRP, but he's definitely an XRP bull. I think it's fair to say that. And he talks about it with a certain amount of regularity, both on Twitter and on his channel. So here's what he tweeted out. All these XRP haters blowing up my notifications. I honestly can't wait until this baby starts flying just to show how ignorant you all were. And then here's a quote that he put it in quotation marks, so I didn't contribute this to any individual, but wrote in quotation marks, out of the 100% of people who trade/invest in financial markets, only 10% will earn a profitable return. And then he writes, this quote speaks to me. Yeah, it speaks to me too, and that's why I'm not a trader. Now, he is a trader, and he has educated himself, and super duper, so anybody that can do that and realize profit's cool. That's just not something that I personally, good old Moon Lambo, is interested in trying his hand at. But absolutely, conceptually though, when you talk about, honestly can't wait until this baby starts flying just to show how ignorant you all were in terms of the XRP haters. Ah, yes. Sweet, throwing it in someone's face. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, all this is going to play out how it's going to play out, and I'm just telling you, if my investment thesis is correct, I don't care what the timeline looks like. And my investment thesis being utility matters and will win the day. That's it. Pretty simple. XRP is actually being adopted, so with me, it's like all good things in time. All right, now take a look at this. This is what I was highlighting at the beginning of the video. This is an analysis from Magic. He's got over 30,000 followers on Twitter and I believe over 69,000 followers on TradingView. And he wrote, "I may have solved the XRP price mystery. Read all." So I'm going to share with you in great detail what he believes is actually going on here. And so here's how he starts this out. "This may be one of the best and most insightful XRP analyses I've ever created. I think I have finally cracked the mystery of how XRP will progress from here. Please read this analysis in its entirety and try to understand how it relates to the chart." And by the way, he had a tweet he mentioned, and I did share this recently, so you may have heard me state this already, but he says that he is and I didn't fact check him, but it'd be a weird thing to make up, especially when you have this big a following, but he said he's the most followed, or maybe his analyses on TradingView have been viewed more than any other individual's account on TradingView. That's kind of astonishing. So keep that in mind as I'm reading this. "Looking at the daily XRP chart, you can see that I have most of the price action drawn inside of a blue falling wedge. Now, a lot of people will probably criticize the way the bottom blue trend line is drawn because it only made contact with one swing low in August of 2018. However, let me explain why this falling wedge needs to be drawn this way. Looking at the left side of the chart, you can see that there was an area of strong overhead resistance just before XRP skyrocketed to its all-time high. There were several occasions where price attempted to break out above the resistance, which is that blue downward arrows. Just look at how price reacted to it. That level was severe overhead resistance, and when XRP finally got above it, faces were absolutely melted. After XRP reached its all-time high, we can see that the price returned to that exact same trend line, first blue upward arrow. Since then, XRP has been chopping around above that trend line in a way that has created a falling wedge. So I do think there could still be some more downside for XRP in the short term, which would likely bring XRP down to the bottom of the falling wedge. From there, I would like to see a hold on the bottom of the wedge. That would be massive confirmation that we are in a big falling wedge pattern, which is bullish for those who don't know. Now, I've shown in a recent analysis how the current MACD is rising in a way that is identical to how the MACD behaved in 2016. There is a clear bullish divergence on the MACD, showing us that the sell side pressure has been falling since mid-2018. Furthermore, when we look at the accumulation/distribution graph, we can see that in September of this year, XRP broke out above level of accumulation of XRP's all-time high, which is the red trend line. Since then, accumulation has been rising rapidly, while price has continued to fall. This is also a clear bullish divergence to price. As you can see, price could continue to oscillate inside of this formation. I've illustrated that with arrows that show hypothetical future price movement. Here's where this analysis gets extremely interesting. To calculate an upside target for a bullish falling wedge breakout, you take the height of the wedge, dashed blue vertical trend line, and add it to the potential breakout area of the formation. That suggests a price target near 1. I have taken my Fibonacci retracement tool and measured the low from the bottom of this falling wedge pattern to the 1 area, and the 61.8% retrace corresponds exactly with the key swing highs and lows, as you can clearly see on the chart. That is incredible technical symmetry, to say the least. We still don't know how price is going to respond, and it isn't wise to trade a pattern before the actual breakout. In the long run, trading breakouts will increase your likelihood of success. That's not financial advice. It's simply my opinion on how to trade effectively. Then he writes, please keep a close eye on this pattern. It could turn out to be the most important feature in XRP. Well, wow, how about that? I'll tell you, anytime there's an article that talks about faces being melted, I'm a fan. That's awesome. This is one of those articles that was like, article's the wrong word, but you just want to, like, maybe pop up some popcorn, put on your jammy jams, kick up the feet, and just pop some popcorn in your mouth and enjoy the read. That's awesome. I would love to hear what you guys think about his analysis there. That's quite fascinating there. And just the analysis, it's worth considering. And there's, I do believe that based on what I've seen from him, I've been following for a little while now. I don't know if it's been a few months or so. I kind of wish I had discovered him sooner, just because I find the stuff that he puts out rather fascinating. But from my perspective, it seems to me that his follower base is well deserved. So I'll just say that. But again, I'm not going to claim to know whether this is right or wrong. I just love following the stuff and sharing with you because I'm a YouTube content creator. I'm not a chart analyst. All right, next, here's a tweet from Sir Gordon Gekko, short but brief. Bullish moves for XRP. And you know what? As Bill Shakespeare said, brevity is the soul of wit. So we can just kind of leave it at that. I mean, here's the charty associated with it, but I like it. So I just thought I'd share it with you. Here's a tweet from Alex Kruger. And he actually retweeted something from DIY Investing, who I quoted on this channel, in this video just a few minutes ago. So here's this, and I actually cover this concept from DIY Investing. This is from November 18th. And so here's what he tweeted out. A thread on XRP and why I believe we will hit $28 in this next cycle. XRP has quickly become everyone's favorite coin to hate, which is why I am taking this as an early sign to accumulate more before the coming explosion. And so I covered his analysis of that a couple weeks or so ago. Now, Alex Kruger, who is, I guess Bitcoin Max would be a fair way to describe him, but he's very popular. He's got 46,600 followers. He's a chart analyst also. He retweeted that and he wrote this. I am seller of XRP 13 December 2020. That is XRP $20 strike December 2020 calls. Any takers? Here you guys are bullish. Opportunity of a lifetime. DIY responded, buy orders at 20 cents, 17 cents, and 15 cents since a few months back. I'm also targeting 2021 to take profits. And then somebody wrote, you didn't get the sarcasm. But Alex Kruger responded, I would seriously make a market and sell far out of the money XRP calls. 2020, 2021, 2024, all good. And so DIY Investing, he ultimately did. You guys familiar with the Remind Me tweets? People are doing this because they want to be able to, it's funny to me, ideally, presumably, throw an incorrect prediction in someone's face, which, it's juvenile. I mean, I'm not saying he's being juvenile. I don't mean that. I hope that didn't come off the wrong way. I'm just saying, conceptually wanting to throw somebody in somebody's face, but I'm not saying that's what he's doing. Just to be real clear. But there's this account, Remind Me, underscore of this, and I never personally use it, but I see it getting used all the time. And you write just at Remind Me of this in whatever time period, and then there will be a tweet popped up, sent up, and I guess you're just tagged in it, and it will remind you of that. So that way, in the case of predictions here, it's useful so you can see what was right, what was wrong. And I see this all over the place lately as people following chart analysts and such. So anyway, we shall see. Interesting on the list. All right. Lastly here, legendary investor Tim Draper says $250,000 Bitcoin prediction is right on track. There we go. Legendary investor and tech venture capitalist Tim Draper says his prediction that pegs the world's most popular cryptocurrency at $250,000 in 3 years is right on track. Draper says Bitcoin will reach the mark in 2023, supported by all of the builders and entrepreneurs in the crypto space who are developing critical infrastructure. In a new episode of Crypto Finder with Fred Shabesta, Draper, an early investor in Skype, Tesla, Twitter, among many other tech giants, reveals that what he believes is galvanizing the effort to push Bitcoin to the head of the line among a sea of crypto competitors. Here's a quote from him now. What I didn't realize was that so many of the cryptocurrencies would be sort of marginalized, where they would lose their backing or the entrepreneur who was driving them, and that consolidates more of that activity around Bitcoin. So I actually think $250,000 may be a little bit light. It may actually be more like the beginning of 2023, but all systems seem to be go for a real Bitcoin. a lot of excitement around Bitcoin. I like this guy. He's a quirky dude, but he just comes off as really likable. I don't know about the timeline for any of this stuff, but and also it's conceptually fine. It's interesting. Maybe some of the money did go to Bitcoin, but then you also have, if you look historically, I would point this out. Just the way that, in terms of dominance of Bitcoin versus altcoins, the way in which it teeter-totters back and forth, and there's historical data on this. You can pull up charts. I've shown charts illustrating as much on this channel many times. And so I believe there's something to alt season, so I wouldn't say that that's only good for Bitcoin, if that's the case, right? It should be good for altcoins too. Look, alt season... I have to. There's no way that Bitcoin's the only coin that's going to rise perpetually, and then the rest of the altcoin market goes away. There's no freaking chance in hell. So to me, it's more like just a matter of time, and there will be an alt season, and perhaps it won't look like 2017. With any luck, there would be less coins participating in the alt season. I'm not convinced that necessarily will be the case, but hopefully, because so many of them are garbage and just don't do anything. So I'd love a flushing out of the market, but nonetheless, like I'm telling you, there's a reason that some of the coins in the top 10 have stayed in the top 10. XRP, right? But anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for stopping by. You're a pretty cool person. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!